A 2-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers, and you can transform your life. Right now on WHFS in Tampa and WWNN in South Florida, Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2 hours, listen and call in toll-free. 888-565-1470, 888-565-1470, and watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and share love and light. This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
Yes, indeed, there is a light right here on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, 96.9, and we're welcoming our friends in Tampa on WHFS at 1010 AM, 92.1 and 103.1. We are so glad to have you join us tonight. Tonight's the night we're talking about your personal authenticity. Who are you? Who have you come to be? How do you express the uniqueness that is you? Do you kind of shut down to be a chameleon and blend with everyone else? Or are you truly being your true, authentic self? Have you become conditioned by the outer chatter in your lifetime that has made you become and be an individual that does not bring you joy and happiness, does not allow you to live harmoniously, and is not opening up your path to your divine greatness? You see, each one of us is on a mission. We're on a mission to live and be our true, authentic self. And to thine own self be true, and understand that we each have a value and a reason and a purpose to be on this planet. And every one of you is a special human being. And don't let anyone ever tell you differently, because each one of us, in our uniqueness, is an expression of divinity. It's a journey. It's a journey learning to express ourselves and not fear what other people think. You know, we want to be in the in crowd. Usually when we're growing up, the kids at the playground determine who's in and who's out. And I'm not talking dodgeball or kickball. I'm talking personalities just kind of make you feel very unsettled and unset. Well, we have the opportunity now to reconnect with our true, authentic self and to let go of some of those childhood playground, for lack of a better word, traumas. Did you ever have a school ground bully kind of pick on you and you didn't feel like you could shine your light? Did you have a friend that you hung out with in high school that was the one who was the popular one and shined so brightly that you kind of felt like you had to be the wallflower and just blend? Or maybe there's something going on with you. Maybe you didn't think you looked good enough, pretty enough, handsome enough. Maybe you felt like you weren't smart enough. And so you were afraid to show who you were, the true gifts and talents that you had, because when you compared yourself to other individuals in your class, you didn't feel like you measured up. Well, we've all been there at one point or another. But as we mature, maybe that's why they talk about the midlife crisis. We realize that it's not time to give a rat's banana what anybody thinks, because it's time for us to be true to ourselves and to trust our own inner guidance and our intuition. And in a time when the world is just so filled with criticism and hatred and disagreements and people tending to just judge another's opinion, it's really time for us to really align with who we know we are and be true to ourselves. So many of us have done the journey of life because it was one foot in front of the other. And it's what was next in our life. We talked about that last week. But to be true to yourself, you must know what's inside your heart. You must feel the energy of who you are from within. And you must find the joy. And understand what resonates with you. What truly makes you feel alive. So many of you, through circumstances and conditions, choices, experiences, unperceivable, unexpected events, have found yourself in a place in your life that the one thing you do know is this is not where I want to be. So how do you find your way out of that? First step, be still. Be still and listen to the inner knowing, the inner voice inside that lets you understand first why you chose the path you chose. See, the first thing we usually do when we realize, oops, I made a mistake, not a good move, is we fall into this experience of self-criticism. And I should have known better, and how am I going to get out of this? And what are people going to say? What are people going to think? And we begin this intellectual bantering chatter back and forth. We role play for everyone around us, and we think and suppose as to what other people will think of us. And we don't really still ourselves to give ourselves credit that even though we made a choice that did not play out the way we had hoped, that there's a way out. And that we are smart enough, strong enough, courageous enough, powerful enough, harmonious enough, aligned enough to find our way out of it. We don't always give ourselves that credit. And we're this critic that has this self-talk that kind of keeps you locked in the story longer than necessary. Kudos to those people who at one point in their lives were in a job and they realized it did not fulfill them. And there was drama in the workplace, something unfolded, and they realized, oh no, this is not a fit for me. And maybe they didn't have the exit strategy planned, but still, to be true to themselves, because they couldn't take it anymore, they had to make a choice. It's me or them. And they chose their own individual, unique self and their authentic self. And so they walked into the office and they said, take this job and shove it. And they were able to make a change and trusted the universe. And then there are those of us who choose to be enslaved to experiences that are simply what the world, what is expected of us, what we feel is the next right step, that does not bring us any joy or harmony. It does not allow us to express our gifts and our talents. Just kind of follows the routine, the traditions, the paradigms that have been laid down on the generations that have gone before us. And we have to give ourselves our own permission to express ourselves in different ways. But how do you explain that to your family? That's why they call it midlife crisis, when you run out and buy a car and go on a trip and wake up one morning and say, I don't want to be married anymore. All the things that happen to people in their midlife crisis, when they realize that they are living the life that maybe someone else had supposed for them, not what they had envisioned for themselves. And they go on a quest to find themselves. Well, so did Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. And what did she find? That everything she needed was in her own backyard. And not necessarily literally with Auntie Em and the farmhands. It wasn't about her and Toto. It was solely about what was within Dorothy herself. Within her, her own unique self had everything she needed. She was equipped for everything life had to offer. And she had the power to change the story and be courageous and not allow herself to be bullied by that wicked witch lady who wanted to take away her dog. You see, these things in life happen every day. We see it on a big screen. We see a movie and we say, wow. And we fall for the lines and the theme and the story. And we emotionally attach ourselves to something that is outside of ourselves. But when it comes to following the storyline of our own personal story, many of us change the channel. We don't listen and watch the story from beginning to the moment that we are, because if we really did rewind, review, we would take ourselves out of patterns long before they become toxic, weighing ourselves down and feeling as if we're prisoners in our own experience. You each have a power within you to precipitate any change you desire. It's simply understanding who you are, what makes you tick, what you like, what you don't like, how to draw healthy boundaries, how to assert yourself, how to notice what makes you feel uncomfortable and pay attention, and then do not allow it to continue for periods of time, and then in a emotional outburst feel as if everything is crumbling down around you. There's always a sign, there's always a signal, there's always a red flag, as they say in today's world. But we choose not to pay attention because the unique self that is so divine and so spectacular and so harmoniously, beautifully aligned with love, that unique self is sometimes pushed aside because the wounded self is what's running the story. What happened in childhood or early memories of your young adulthood, the things that made you really sweat and worry, maybe made you feel not good enough, not worthy. Maybe it's that playground bully. We've all had those experiences. And then focusing on never having those experiences happen again, never feeling criticized by others, kind of helps us develop a personality that's really more the outward personality that the world would like us to see. But that's not really who we are. You know, they say all of life is a stage, but is it really? We each have our role in this story that is being played out on the planet. We each came to incarnate during this time of great transition and change, unprecedented times, and times that haven't been seen in 100 years. But yes, you had a contract in the heavens, and I don't know, you signed the paper, and here we are. But we're meant to navigate this together, and each one of us has a unique gift that we bring to the table of compassion and love and harmony, and our talents and our creativity and our intelligence and our wisdom and our ability to articulate our thoughts and our feelings and connect together as one. Be it in person or remotely, we have the power to connect. This radio platform is a power to connect. This radio platform was used by master teachers to talk about the presence of divine essence and to capitalize on the energy that's within and to recognize that the aspect of divinity that dwells within you, the power of I am, can unlock and transform your life. These radio frequencies, as the energy would call it, has the ability to permeate within you and awaken the authentic self. It is because the soul knows its journey. And the magnificent story of all of this is that these radio waves that have been transmitting for years, long before I came on radio, they each had a reason and a purpose and a message. And for 12 plus years, the radio frequencies that have carried the messages of spirit and the energy of connectivity of all of us, each one of you has been called by your soul to tune in for what is uniquely the message for you. Regardless of the messages that were being given out to others, your soul caused you to pause and listen because you're a part of the story. Your unique self is a part of this unique experience. And it's time to step into your truth and know that you are valuable. And that regardless of the obstacles that may appear before you, and perhaps the difficulties that are physical and tangible and overwhelming maybe at this moment, that these too shall pass. And that the unique self and the connection on the other side to the divine energy, well, that's all going to assist you to the right next step. And when we make that next step, how would you like to make it? Would you like to make it in the facade of the next step that is the expectation of others? The next step that is equivalent to the grown-up version of what you experience by people putting you down and not letting you be your true authentic self and living a routine of a career or something that doesn't bring you joy? Or would you allow your unique self to nudge you to a new experience where you get to be who you've truly come to be? Because you are a divine being, we're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going to take your calls right here, 888-565-1470. If you're driving in your car and you're just tuning in, whether you're here in South Florida or on Tampa roadways, you are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah on WHFS and on WWNN. Stay with us, everyone. We're going to be answering your questions on Facebook and YouTube and right here on our radio lines, 888-565-1470. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul? Because you know.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
We've got a feeling you'll want to listen to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. for insightful, intuitive messages on WHFS. Sarah Spiritual is a spiritual advisor and transformational coach who will assist you. Join Sarah Spiritual for a powerful hour of life's questions and Spirit's answers. I've got a feeling you'll love Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, 6 to 7 p.m. Wednesday. Got the feeling? Just call 888-565-1470.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Do you know me? I am Sarah Spiritual, and you are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, right here on WHFS and on WWNN. And we're answering your questions, 888-565-1470. And be sure to join us at the 7 o'clock hour, because we've got my friend Stacie Holler, and she's going to tell us a little bit about the astrology that's coming up for the month of August. It's the month of Leo. It's the month of the sun. It's a powerful time, and we're looking forward to hearing what she has to say. We've got some friends on Facebook. We've got some friends on YouTube. Be sure to leave us your question, and we'll be answering those questions shortly. But for now, I've got to go to the phone lines. 888-565-1470. I've got to go to Georgia, and I've got Jasmine on the line. Jasmine, how are you? Hi, Jasmine. Jasmine, are you there? Okay.
Hello?
Hey, Jasmine. How are you today?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well, Jasmine. And Jasmine, what is your question for us?
I have a few questions. I just want everything to be out there, honestly. I lost my grandpa a few years ago.
Okay.
And I'm in kind of a confusing relationship right now, and
Okay.
I just kind of want like a clear path.
Very good. And how did you hear about the show, Jasmine?
Actually, I'm on vacation right now, and my mom's friends were speaking about it, and I thought it was pretty cool, and I gave you a call.
Well, thank you so much. And so you're on vacation, and where are you on vacation?
I'm in Georgia.
Okay, beautiful. Well, I hope you're having a great vacation. So let's talk about this
Thank you.
relationship here. So the first thing that I see, they give me the word toxic. Like sometimes you don't feel good and happy in this relationship. We're getting some mixed messages from the person that we are in a relationship with, yes?
Yeah.
And they're not always favorable in their words. And sometimes their actions seem a little bit off-putting. They make you feel uncomfortable. And so you're really wondering if when they say that they care, if they do, because they're contradicting themselves. And I'm
Yep.
seeing somebody who kind of has a little bit more of a controlling personality, and a personality that is kind of feels better about themselves when they make you feel less than. And this person here, is it a good relationship for you? Well, you have free will. But from what I see in this moment in time, that this is an unhealthy, unbalanced relationship. You are overcompensating and doing extra just to get them to be nice to you. And that makes me feel as if you're not honoring yourself and not being your true, authentic self, because you're allowing someone, almost like a playground bully, to at times bully you and almost make you cower. And there's a part of you that's afraid that they'll break up with you, but then there's a part of you that would be relieved. So you're in this confusing state, as you say, but also this battle from within. This makes sense to you, yes, Jasmine?
It does.
Yes.
It makes a lot of sense.
And this person is really not really ready for a relationship the way they show me. They are really more into connecting with people and showing up when it's convenient for them. And I feel as if part of their relationship tactics is that you belong to them, but they don't belong to you. So that makes me feel like we're unbalanced in this relationship. So the key here in this relationship is for you to speak your truth and for you to be clear for yourself what it is you want in relationship. Because may I say that at this age that you're at, it is important that you set a clear-cut picture as to what an ideal relationship could be for you, and you don't want to fall into patterns. And I will go back to patterns that are in the family. Perhaps there's disruption in the family unit, in the primary household, the parents, and whatever dysfunctional disconnect may have been present that you saw. We don't want to perpetuate that pattern. This is true, yes?
Yes.
So you need to find your truth, and you need to speak up for yourself. And speaking up for yourself is that I don't enjoy being treated that way, and therefore, this isn't working for me. I don't know. There's a part of you that's afraid that they're going to break up with you, but I don't know. If we were just hanging in the lunchroom, I'd be like, psst, you need to break up with him now. But that's up to you.
Yeah. It's so hard, though.
I know. Because if we let go of this in your mind, you don't know what comes next.
Yeah.
And you don't know how he'd react. And then there's a part of you that's afraid he'll say something just so hurtful that it will really hurt more than anything else has ever hurt. And it might even feel true. And then you might be forced to believe something of yourself that's not true. Well, that doesn't sound healthy, does it? So the energy here is for you to choose to be still and wait for someone who's going to treat you better. And remembering that every day that you choose to stay in a relationship that is imbalanced, you're going to build a pattern of behavior that may set the tone of many relationships similar to this to follow. And hashtag, we don't want to do that, do we? No. Now let's get to Grandpa, if we may. So when I look at the energy around your grandfather, they make me aware of this strong bond and connection. Almost like, when a daddy says you're daddy's little girl, but you kind of were like grandpa's little girl. Does this make sense to you, yes?
Yeah. Didn't really have a dad growing up, so
Yes.
he was my dad.
He was your dad. Just that, I just got to chill. Just when I see that daddy's little girl, but you're grandpa's little girl. And he was the one who gave you unconditional love. So when I tune into the energy and I see grandpa's stance, and he was a sturdy person, when I see his steadiness and fairness, I also see his disapproval. Now, he doesn't have the emotions the way we do here on Earth, but he would be like, Jasmine, what are you doing? He didn't treat you the way this boy treats you. He kind of treated you like a little princess, yes?
Yeah.
So remember that. You see, there's a reason why Grandpa was your teacher. Grandpa was your father. Grandpa was the one who gave you the most love from your heart. Because he was showing you how you deserve to be treated. So why would we choose another way? He stands before me, and he also makes me aware of the fact that he did his best to make sure everybody had everything they needed. This is true, yes?
Yeah.
He makes me feel like he worked his fingers to the bone. And he did everything he could. And he also makes me feel as if you talk to him and you feel like you feel him with you, yes?
Yeah.
And did we visit a place that was important to him recently, please? Did we go to an old home or a place? Because he's taking me on a journey now in my mind's eye, and he makes me feel as if you went somewhere that was something that was a memory connected to him. Does this make sense to you?
Yeah. We recently just came to Georgia, and we've seen like 2 cardinals.
Okay.
We were actually here for my mom's friend's dad, because they usually go on vacation every time every time the anniversary of his death.
Okay.
Just to celebrate it. So we came on vacation, and we've been seeing so many signs, butterflies, cardinals.
But the gathering itself is about a celebration, is about a anniversary.
It is.
Okay. So you see, we're visiting something just for him. Again, I get the confirmation chill. Lets me know that he's right there. So follow the signs and know that he loves you very much. But also know that you deserve to be treated just like Daddy's little girl or Grandpa's little girl. So Jasmine, how old are you?
I'm 16.
Okay. Then I say bravo. At 16, you're asking all the right questions. At 16, you're asking questions that are going to assist you in having a fabulous life. And I hope you continue to follow the show and visit my Sarah Spiritual Instagram page and my Facebook page and stay in tune with us. And remember to be true to yourself. Okay, Jasmine?
Yes.
Okay. Grandpa's with you. All right?
Thank you.
You're welcome, my dear. Bye for now.
Bye.
888-565-1470. We've got some friends on Facebook and on YouTube. We're going to pull some questions there. And then we've got to go back to all the states, all across the country, all across the world. We're popping up a YouTube question first. And we've got Lourdes. She says, please, will my car remain safe to drive if I wait to trade it in without making suggested repairs? And when will I be trading it in? Well, the suggested repairs are something, Lourdes Solar, that are kind of in the necessity pile. And when I look at the energy, we do want to have this resolved before September. So your car will remain safe, but a short period of time. You don't want to have to put these repairs in. You'd rather trade it in. And so you've only got a short period of time. I'll say a few weeks. And we definitely want to have that done before Mercury goes retrograde towards the end of September. Yes, I know, it'll be here before we know it all over again. So Lourdes Solar, start shopping for a car. You might be surprised what you're able to find. Thank you for your YouTube question. We're going to take another question from Facebook and YouTube. We've got Jessica Wine. And she says, what's in store for us? And she gives the birth dates of 2 and within the next year. And she says when her birthday is. So, my darling, the first thing I see for you is connections and communities and this feeling of we are family. We got this whole sense of family and connections. And for your partner, well, your partner is going through this really major change and this introspective time as to discovering who they really have come to be and understanding what life means to them. And the journey between the two of you is all about individual and collective exploration. So be open to share from one's heart and trust that everything's going to be okay. Thank you so much, Jessica, for your Facebook question. We're going to go back to the phone lines at 888-565-1470. If you're just joining us, you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, being heard live in Tampa on WHFS and live in WWNN in South Florida. We're going to take a call from Kissimmee, and we've got Evie on the phone. Evie, how are you?
Good. How are you, Sarah?
I'm doing great. Good to connect with you. And we are getting ready to make some moves. Yes, make some changes.
Well, that's what I want Spirit to confirm for me.
We just did. It's time, my darling. Like, start packing, because you can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result.
Mm-hmm.
So what's that song? All my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing
it's funny.
here outside
Every
your
time I
door.
try to call your show for Wednesdays, I never get a chance to because I'm always consumed with work. Today, I finally get a chance, and it's like you open the show telling my life story.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? She just opened my book.
I just opened your book.
You did open my book. And it's funny because I was offered a position, but it's out of the state, and my fear is leaving to an unknown state. I don't know anyone. So it's like starting from new.
I know, but I just moved to Florida on a whim, and look at me now. I know everybody, right? So you just got to trust the process. And interesting, let's go back with the song I said, all my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. I hate to wake you up and say goodbye. And then off we're going, right? So kiss me and pray for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me, but they're going. They're not waiting. You're out, girl. An adventure.
Very true.
It's time for an adventure. I know we have a whole list. We have family obligations. We have connections here. We have responsibilities. Wah, wah, wah. But you cannot expect a different result, not just in the place that you work, but in the industry with which you work, in the state that you work.
Very true.
Because you've been trying to reinvent yourself in the state that you live, and it hasn't really worked out. You've also been trying to accomplish personal goals. They haven't. How's that working for you? That's not working for you.
Yeah. No.
So it's really...
I got reconnected to you.
Right. But otherwise, where did we go? In a
Nowhere.
circle. You went in a circle. But, and I will address everyone's circle, because we've all been in circles. We've all had that feeling. Circles are the holding pattern that allows us to get ready for what the universe has next for us. So it's never wasted time. I love people go, oh, I wasted so much time. I'm like, oh, get out the violin. You didn't waste time. You had opportunity to reflect. You had opportunity to learn. And you had opportunity to make changes sooner. But you chose not to because fear was the governing source within you as opposed to the divinity that's within. You chose fear over the power and divinity. It's our free will. But the state that you would go, I feel, has a totally different vibe than where you are now. Correct?
Oh, yes, you're absolutely correct.
And the housing market should be less than where you are now.
Yeah, that's correct as well.
Okay. So we will be able to probably come out okay and transfer okay and start a whole new life and not really miss a beat. Oh,
That's
yes.
true.
All my bags are packed. You're ready to go. Change. If there was ever a time to build new community, this is the time. 2021 into the very beginning of 2022. That is your window of opportunity. Will it come again? Maybe. But it's here now. Before the parade passes you by, you've got to live your life. Lord knows I got Ethel Merman singing in my head now. So, it's time for you to move forward.
Okay. Thank you.
Explore that, get a written offer, and hit the road. You can reinvent yourself. And trust that
Absolutely.
the family will be okay, however you choose to handle it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye for now.
Have a blessed night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. 888-565-1470. We're going to go back to the phone lines, and I've got to go to Aaron. Aaron is in Fort Pierce. Aaron, how are you?
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
I hear you perfectly, Aaron.
Okay. Yeah, it's going good. I'm doing all right.
Good. This is your time to take a good look at yourself and kind of carve out the vision of what you want your life to look like right now, Aaron. You're getting ready to make some changes, kind of looking into who you're supposed to be, your authentic self, and beginning to learn to express that more as opposed to what you think you have to do.
It's very good.
True,
Very
yes.
Good, yeah.
Okay. That's what I see. And I see the entrepreneurial energy around you. You want to have business or put something together for yourself?
Definitely, yeah.
And I also see creativity. So you've got a creative flair within you as well. Is that also true?
I do, yeah.
Yes. So what's your question for us, Aaron? And how did you hear about the show first? How did you hear about the show?
I first I saw your store and on Google,
Yes.
and then I got a flyer for your store. So, I mean for your show.
Perfect. Yes.
So,
Did you get to come visit us, Aaron, at the Expedito Enlightenment Center?
Only one time, not
Okay.
not many times.
Well, that's okay. I know you don't live around the corner, but thanks for visiting us. Hope you liked it, and it was a good experience. Aaron, what is your main burning question here before us?
My main burning question is that I've been wanting to know since I was born. Like, why do I feel so empty? Like, I feel like, I don't know, like
Like you don't fit in, like you don't really belong, you're just here.
right, like something like someone dropped me off from the wrong place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's a lot of us here on planet Earth feeling that way these days. I must tell you, you're in pretty good company. But the truth is that the energy that you have come to emit into the world, to share with people, the world is not in that place yet. You have a unique spark, a gift that was given to you for self-expression and to make a difference for other people, but through your creativity. And you're finding, and not from a judgment point of view, but that things seem empty and shallow around you. So you don't feel like you found your tribe yet. This is true, yes? And even in love, Aaron, we don't really feel that strong connection, correct?
Definitely not.
Yeah. It's a matter of timing, and it's truly a matter of this is a year that you dive into your soul and understand who you were born to be. And as you step further and further into that through your very creative process, you're going to feel a movement that may take you out of Florida. Be open to that. Because you're not you love things in the world, but you're not an overly materialistic person. You don't need to have all that bling. It's nice, but you don't need that. And there's this energy coming for you that's going to put you in a place that lets you show more of your humanitarian side. And there's a lot of music around you. you work with music or just listen to a lot of music? There's so much music when I go in your energy.
Music. I love music so much.
Yeah. It defines your soul, yes?
Right.
Okay. Let the music take you to what comes next for you. Follow the vision that you see in your mind when you let yourself go and be free. And trust that something magnificent is going to happen for you. It's going to take, through this whole year, for you to make some changes for your idea of work and to envision some more things for an entrepreneurial vision. When I take you into the year of 2022, that's when opportunities will take you in new directions, and one of those directions may lead you outside the state. Do not be afraid to make that change. You belong. It's just the people around you are not on the same frequency as you are. You didn't get misplaced. You're not in the land of misfit toys. You just simply are at an energy level that the people that you are incarnated with in the soul family in your circle at this moment are just not vibing with you. It's not a judgment statement of better or less. It is simply that you need to just let time play out a bit more and then change will come. Aaron, I hope I've given you some great insight and been of assistance to you tonight.
You have.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling. Bye for now.
Bye.
888-565-1470. Do we need to take another commercial here? I think we've got to pull a quick commercial before we come back. So if you're listening, don't go away. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on WHFS and on WWNN. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
And we are back here live. Oh my goodness, where does the time go on WHFS and WWNN? If you are listening on WHFS and you don't want to let us go and you don't want to miss a thing, then please pop on over to Sarah Spiritual on Facebook, pop on over to Sarah Spiritual on YouTube, or go on your iHeartRadio app and listen to WWNN, and you'll catch the second hour of our show. Our astrologer friend, Stacie Holler's going to be joining us, and we've got some exciting phone calls that we're going to be taking and information we're going to be sharing with all of you. Be ready for the new moon. We've got the new moon coming, and that's coming on August 8th. We've got a new moon product that we have available. You can learn more about the new moon product at sarahspiritual.com. We've got a fabulous candle and a spray and an oil and parchment paper to create the perfect intention. Let's set new intentions. Let's be sure to be our true, authentic self and really believe that we are unique on this planet. We thank you for joining us for the first hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. When we come back, we're going to be talking to Stacie Holler, and we've got calls all across the nation. We've got Connecticut, New Jersey, South Florida, everywhere. We welcome your calls. Talk to us on Facebook. Stay with us, everyone. We're coming back for our second hour. And WHFS, don't let me down. Follow me and follow the yellow brick road to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We'll be right back.
There's a light that shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Phone lines are open at 1-888-565-1470. That's 1-888-565-1470.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsor.
test of time, the kind that opens up your mind and makes you realize who you are. You are. Do you believe that love conquers all? Are you ready for love? Do you believe in love? Love can move a mountain, love can heal a heart, love can make it happen no matter what it is. Do you believe? Do you believe in love? The kind the stories tell. Do you believe? Do you believe in the world differently now. I can find the love in everything now. If I can walk in someone else's shoes now, one with you and me. If I can find,
Connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome back to the second hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions and to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in. 888-565-1470. 888-565-1470. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube. And you can share the love and light.
Yes, indeed, there's a light right here on WWNN, 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And I sure hope my friends in Tampa, for the first hour of the show, popped on over and are continuing to watch us here on Facebook, YouTube, and tuning in onto the iHeartRadio app. Remember, if you're driving in your car and you just want to stay connected and still be a part of the show, you've got Facebook, YouTube, and you can also listen on your iHeartRadio app on WWNN. We're going to go to the phone lines at 888-565-1470, but I've got a very informative, important call to take. I've got our resident astrologer who's going to fill us in on what does the lion's energy got to bring in for us. Can you believe it, everybody? Do you believe? I do believe, I do believe, I do believe. I'm not the cowardly lion, but I do believe we're in August, and I do believe it's Leo the Lion season, and I've got Stacie on the line. Stacie, what's going on?
Hi, Sarah. It's definitely the lion's time.
It is, and my goodness, I'm just like, it is August. All right, everybody, we're going to do the countdown to Christmas. You know, Hallmark just had Christmas in July, so I was just inundated with Christmas and, of course, got sucked up into the Christmas movies energies, and now I'm like, if I were king of the forest, right? I've got the Wizard of Oz with me tonight. So, Stacie, what is this Leo roaring energy really going to do for us?
You know, Sarah, you're definitely onto something here. Because, yes, Leo the Lion is bringing us some courage and bravery and wants us to shine. And it's a very interesting month with the energies converging. I think everybody should be looking at the calendar, because Sunday is not just a new moon, but Leo is also poking through the Lionsgate portal as well on the same day. So it makes it a very, very potent new moon for all of us. And I love your new package, because really we all have the opportunity with these configurations all happening and Leo wanting us to shine, are really looking for new intentions and fresh starts and where we want to go. We have a great opportunity here, bringing us a lot of opportunity if we focus and, as you've been saying, be true to ourselves.
And it's so important to be true to ourselves and allow this new momentum, this new energy. And yes, we don't have Mercury retrograde anymore. There are some other planets I know that are retrograde, but it's time to, what's that song? Here comes the sun. Da, na, 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 na.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got that powerful energy. So that's going to support these intentions more than ever this month, right, Stacie?
It's the convergence of the two. You know, we talk a lot about the new moon being the time of fresh starts, of setting your intentions, of looking for what you want to manifest and move forward with. And now that it's coupled with the Lionsgate portal. Now, what that is the fixed star, Sirius, which is what represents wealth and fame and opportunities. It's aligned with the sun and the earth. And that opens up this Lionsgate portal right on 8/8. I know in the past you've discussed this as well, but it's the convergence that it happens to coincide with the new moon makes them both very potent. So it really is bringing us an energy that is opening up opportunities for us if we use it wisely.
And you know, when I look at the Lionsgate and I look at 8/8, I can't help but take the 8s and want to lay them horizontally and see the sign of infinity, right? And there's this infinity energy of that which we put into the universe now can go out and just yield us more and more and more. And more doesn't necessarily mean more of something, just more positive experiences, more expansion, more growth, more connectivity with the universe, with the divine, with fellow mankind. These are all important times. And in these important times, we might have this great energy of the Leo lion and the sun, but what's kind of going on underneath the surface? What's reflecting on mankind, if you could let us know about that?
We still have, I know you talked a little earlier about retrogrades and inner planets and outer planets, but right now it's the outer planets, the evolutionary planets, the ones that are affecting the energies of what you see going on around the world. We all take them in personally into our lives, but it's affecting all the societal changes, everything around us. And it's forcing us to look inside, so we use the energy correctly. We need to reflect. We need to make sure we're staying true to ourselves. The other thing that mucks up the water sometimes, no pun intended when I talk about Neptune, yes. But Neptune also throws out some deceptions and misinformations, and it's been kind of prominent over the past month because it's been in Capricorn. So that's, to your point, we have to get through all of that. We have to reflect. We have to get back to our core of who we are. And when we sit and we make our intentions, Leo the lion is there to give us the bravery and the courage to go forward, and is standing right there with the sun's light to shine on us and help us go forward. But we also, to your point, need to take the time that we do that thoughtfully in our truth, and to kind of take a look at what we're doing and not get caught up in what's swirling around us.
Yeah, kind of pick through the muck and kind of disregard the swamp people, right? Because I think there's a few running around. It's getting kind of mucky out there in the world, I got to say. And, this information that's out, we have so much to look through. How do we align ourselves with our true divine self from a spiritual perspective, and what planets will assist us on this journey? Because there is a lot of information out there, and there are a lot of opinions, and we have to know what we need to do and how we can better ourselves individually and collectively. So what planet may provide us with some influencing factors in that at this time?
Well, we will have a little help with that this month, I will say, because Mercury, which is the planet of how we think, is going to feel very at home in Virgo this month, and that means it does bring harmony to communications. And it is time to have some mental clarity. So the energy around us when Mercury is in Virgo will help to bring the clarity to us. Venus is going to be moving into Libra this month, and Venus is very happy in Libra, so that's open for partnerships. So while the planets are making us, throwing things at us, making us make sure we stay true to ourselves, the other planet energies in our system are encouraging us to think clearly, to take a look at our true selves, and throw things at us that we're able to kind of work through. Now, as we know, these things happen in particular areas of our lives, depending on your own journey. Right. But I would imagine that most people listening have a pretty good idea what aspects of their lives are being hit by these energies. But know that in August, we're having encouragement to be able to sit and be quiet and go inside and stay true to ourselves as we set our intentions, that the universe will help us come to fruition.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, Stacie, we appreciate your input and insight on the planetary positions and how it impacts our everyday life. And those of you who are Leos, it's time for you to roar and really enjoy some of that wealth and fame that is there for you. And the rest of us, we're going to pick up the scraps and be happy and really gather some of that extra wealth alongside. And this is a time for creation. And Stacie, how can our listeners get in touch with you?
www.destinyinthestars.com. You could reach me. You could send me an email through that website and chat or ask questions, or I'm happy to book an appointment with anybody and we can explore your own journey.
Yes, and I really advise everyone, if you don't know enough about your natal chart, your birth chart, if you don't know enough about where the planets are and how they're influencing your life, Stacie's the person to go to at destinyinthestars.com and schedule that appointment. Stacie, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us, and we wish you a very powerful, courageous month, and we'll talk to you next month. Bye for now.
Thank you, and everybody enjoy the Leo sun.
Bye.
Take care.
888-565-1470. Welcoming your phone calls, welcoming your questions on Facebook and YouTube. I've got to go to Broward County. I've got Steve on the line. Steve, how are you?
I am a Leo. That's how I am.
I know. So if I were king of the forest, not Duke, not Earl, but king. Yes. So, and you're not the cowardly lion. This I know of you. So you are making some new strides in your spiritual development. And what are you hunting now, Steve? What are we looking for?
Well, I just reached the double nickel. I'm 55. I never thought I'd live this long, but I'm here, and I'm just trying to figure out what's next, what's going on with me.
Well, you're on your path of your development, and, you've got 2 nickels in your pocket, so we're doing good. We got the big 55, and of course you're going to live that long, and of course you've got so much more to bring to the table. And I'm going to tell you, you're just getting started. You're not getting older. You are getting better. And this is your time to look at life through different lenses. And I want you to remember what Stacie said. This Lion's Gate on Sunday, this new moon, is especially powerful for our Leo friends. And it's dealing with the energy of Regulus and the energy of wealth and fame. And that makes me feel as if this is the intention that one must create for themselves, especially if they're a Leo. Where can I put myself in this public spotlight? How can I attract and be connected to a form of wealth and fame? And we know it's not always about monetary subsidies. It's not always about being on television, but there are levels of wealth and fame that are available to people. And for the Leos, this is going to be a powerful tool. So if I were you, Steve, on this Sunday for the new moon, I would sit down with a piece of paper and I would let my heart do the writing. The wonderful thing about Leos is they've got fabulous hearts. So let your capacity and power for love write on your paper what you desire to create, and trust that something magical is coming for you, because I think there's some importance in the energy that is with you, because this is a career year for you. This is a financial wellness year for you. And you may say, career? What career, Sarah? I haven't had a job in a while. But that's okay, because the universe is getting ready to open up something that's a new path, which will be a new identity and a new form of career for you. So fasten your seatbelt, Steve. It's going to be a great 55. All right?
Well, I'm in excellent physical shape, and I'm thinner than I was 5 years ago, so I'm good.
Good. All right. We need to be healthy and strong so we can reap the rewards of the world. Thank you so much, Steve. God bless you, and happy birthday.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. We're welcoming your phone calls. Pick up those phones. Join us. If you're driving in the car and you're listening, saying, what's going on? You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. I am Sarah Spiritual, and we are answering your questions. And we're going to go to the phone lines, and I've got to go to Connecticut. I've got Sahara on the line. Sahara, how are you?
I'm fine.
Great, and thank you so much for joining us. Sahara, this is a really important time, and you too are a Leo, so take to heart some of the advice that I just gave Steve, because it's Leo season, and you got to roar, girl. And the way I see the energy is that this time for you is about self-expression and your own self-creativity, and kind of setting some very healthy personal boundaries. And for you, being true to yourself is very important at this time. I feel like we're inundated with a lot of other stuff, they tell me, people's issues that kind of weighed you down. And now I feel like you're ready to break free and take care of you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
What is your question for us, Sahara?
My question is, my birthday is this in August 12th.
Yes.
And I wanted to know, am I on the right path and certain like my spiritual walk and things of that nature.
Well, one of the things the guides are telling me is that you've been building a bridge to connect with God more so in the past 8 months. Is this correct? Yes?
Say that again. I couldn't hear you.
You've been building a bridge of connection with God stronger than ever these past 8 months. Is this true? Yes?
Yes.
And they also make me feel as if one of the things you feel in your heart is you want to make a difference in other people's lives. Also true, yes?
Yeah. Yes.
And you have a soft spot for women and children as well. Is this also true?
Yes. I have a women's group that I have on Mondays.
I know,
And
because you're on track and you're on your path. That's what I'm telling you. You are so spot on to what you're supposed to be doing. This is what I see. I see the women, I see the children, I see you leading people, I see you becoming the example. And I see you come from a really strong stock, Zahara. Strong female characters in your family, correct?
Yes.
There's an aunt connected to you. She's a very strong person, yes? We have an aunt that's very strong?
Yes.
Yeah. And I also feel as if you have this power inside of you that it's almost like you're forming a ministry without being a ministry, right?
Yes.
And I also feel like you're going to do something that's going to be along the lines of a group, not just in person, but some online work, and you're building momentum for that, and you're looking for people to help you get the word out. Yes, that women don't have to feel alone and navigate these difficult times, particularly those who have not taken care of themselves and their own self-esteem and allowed other people to kind of run over on them. Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
And you're also helping women get better placement in the work environment, yes?
Yes.
Yes. See, I see it. I guess I went to a meeting and I didn't know it. So you are on track. And this is going to unfold in the path of your soul's direction. And then when I take you to 2022, before your next birthday, even though we're just about to have one, before the next birthday, as I circle you through, what I really have is this energy of expansion. And I feel like you have a larger group or multiple groups. You have an online presence. And it suddenly becomes your full-time gig, not just a Monday night meeting. That's the goal, yes?
Yeah.
Yes. So did I answer your question?
Yes, you did.
Perfect. Perfect.
You did.
And just know that there's much love from the other side, and there's an energy of they feel extremely proud of you, the female lineage, yes? Very proud of you. So do know that the female lineage on the mother's side of the family is very strongly supporting you on this journey. Okay? Thank you so much for your call.
You're welcome.
Bye for now.
Bye.
888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we've got to visit so many more states all across the nation. We're welcoming your calls on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and that's me. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Live on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we're answering your questions all across the nation. And we are going to go back to the phone lines. And I've got to go to, I went to Connecticut, but I got to go to Jersey because I'm a Jersey girl. And I got to talk to Elizabeth. Elizabeth, how are you?
Fine. How are you, Sarah?
I'm doing well. This is a year of change, closing doors, endings are beginnings. Just want to clear out the old energy so things can move for you. It's like we need to make these changes so that things can be better for you, yes? And this is also a time of something going on with your work or something, yes?
Yes.
Okay, what is your question on your work?
Oh, there's no question on the work. I mean, you know, it didn't work out, so now I'm back to looking for a job.
Okay, I see work. So the question needs to be, Sarah, am I going to find some work? Elizabeth, let me tell you what you've won behind door number 2. You've won a new job. So enjoy your couple of weeks off, okay? There's going to be a new opportunity coming for you, and that job didn't work out, but it was just kind of good to get yourself back into the things of movement in the direction of what you wanted. I want you to know, Elizabeth, that this time is also a time of you kind of, I don't know, I feel like we're cleaning, we're clearing, we're reorganizing. Are we kind of recalibrating stuff in the house right now, please?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I like to move furniture.
Well,
I like to throw away stuff. I like to clear stuff.
Oh, come on to Florida. We got some projects to do, right? I got a back room in my office to clean out. Let's go. So, Elizabeth, what is your question for me tonight?
Well, I wanted to know when I'm going to find this love.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. So I hear the song in my head that Spirit once gave me. Love, where are you? Why don't you come to me, love? So there's a love energy that comes to you. But it's almost as if you're still, hear what I'm going to say, you're still a little closed off, and you're still actually, and they press my heart. And when they press my heart, I feel this energy of like, you're still holding the space of some loss and mourning. And that's almost like a dominant feeling. So it's hard for you to open up your heart and let someone in. Does that make any sense to you, Elizabeth?
I don't know, because I'm so ready.
Okay.
I'll tell you the truth, I am.
Okay. Then Tell the universe you're ready, and anything that hurts you and wounds you, because I still feel the heaviness in the heart, you've got to let it go. So use this new moon as a time to write all the intentions and the connection of what you want in your life.
Okay.
The person, how you want them to be. This year is really going to represent a closing out of what appears to be a difficult 9 years for you. I feel like it was a lot of loss in these 9 years, yes?
Yes.
Okay. We're closing out that cycle. And next year opens up these new beginnings. And that's what puts you on a closer, fast track to love, the realization of partnership, a connection, and someone you can count on.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I just want you to be open. We're kind of clearing out old energy, but your birthday puts you on this whole new path, this new trajectory of new energy and frequency. Just heal all the wounds of the past 9 years. Work on that. And be sure to write your intentions on Sunday and light a 7-day candle to give the energy of what you want to create.
Oh, okay. A white candle?
A white candle, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And I'm just wondering, does my father have any messages for me?
I'm sure he does, but that question we have to ask at the beginning of it because I already just closed the space for you
okay.
by
All right.
our connection of what I was giving you. But
gotcha.
Lead with that question next time, honey, and then we'll get you there, okay?
All righty.
Thank you, Elizabeth,
All
for
right.
listening.
Thank you.
Greatly appreciate
Bye-bye.
it. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
888-565-1470. We're going to go back to the phone lines, and I want to go to Cheryl. Cheryl is in Deerfield Beach, Florida. Cheryl, how are you?
Hi, Sarah. I'm doing pretty good. How are you tonight?
I'm doing great. Round and round you go. Where you stop, nobody knows, yes? So,
well, yeah, I feel like I've taken your advice. I haven't talked to you for a long time, but I have slowed down and smelled the roses a little bit, but I feel like there's some changes coming up for me, and I thought maybe you could kind of zoom in on that and see.
I can. And Cheryl, you know, one of the things is that we talked tonight about authenticity and being true to yourself and learning to be your true authentic self even with your family so that they know, listen, this is what Cheryl's going to put up with, this is what Cheryl's not going to put up with. And understanding that you can't be there and be all things to all people. Yes?
Yes.
And when I open up the energy here, they make me very much aware of your personal connection to the divine, and you've been asking your angels and your guides for a sign, correct?
Yes, I have.
And I'm also looking at the energy of, I see the facility where we work. And is there a thought that we're going to transfer from one facility to another, please?
I haven't thought about that. I'm pretty happy with the hospital that I'm working at. They seem to appreciate me there.
Is there a different floor or a different group of people we're going to work under, please, that you know of?
No, not that I know of.
Okay. I feel like, and this is not a bad thing, I feel like there's a positive movement here in some transformation that kind of puts you underneath a different group of people or puts you on a different floor, a different level, and it's going to be most beneficial to you.
Wow, that's great.
So just be open for the new possibilities. There may be something new that they're doing, and they want you to be there for that. It might be a new procedure, something. But it's almost like...
You feel good about that?
I do feel. I feel that there's good positive change coming for you. And I feel as if you're finally listening to the rhythm of who you are. Now also, Cheryl, they're making me aware of your foot or something. We're having problems with the foot or something.
Yes.
Okay. So it was better, then it acted up again, and it was better, then it acted up again. This is also true, yes?
Yes.
And are we having swelling or something in the foot?
Yes.
Okay. So what have those doctors got to say? Because I just feel like we haven't gotten to the root of what it is.
Yeah, I just went for a physical 2 days ago, and I'm attributing it to I need to lose, some weight. Just been working a lot and haven't carved time out for me to take care of myself better. So I'm attributing it to standing on my feet at work so much on the hard cement and just carrying extra weight that it's burdening my feet, you know?
Well, I see the swelling, and that's the part. Again, I'm not a doctor, and you're in the medical field. I'm not, but I look at it through spirit's lens, right? The all-seeing, intuitive energy of health and divine health. And I feel as if we're retaining some fluid, or there's some mineral that we're missing that's not allowing the body to flush out what we need to flush out of the body. And yes, we're standing on our feet, so where is it going to settle?
Right, in our feet.
In your feet. And it's kind of like at the ankle and the top of the foot is how I see it.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
That's how I see it. I'm looking at your feet, honey. I know I see. So I see the energy, and I'm thinking, wow. So is it circulatory? Is it something that's not flushing out of the system? So, Cheryl, I'm not a doctor, not diagnosing. And there's lots of studies on different things that assist people. But are you familiar with celery juice?
Gosh, that's so ironic that you say that, because one of the girls that I work with today just showed me this this book. It's called
The Medical Medium.
Yes,
Medium,
and in there, and in there it was like every day to start with celery juice.
Exactly. So here we are, 1,000 Frenchmen, and Sarah Spiritual can't be wrong. So go that route. Start to do your celery juice, cleanse out your body. And he has some little protocols, and some may be easier for you to do than others. But if you start with something like that, and check your minerals, check your manganese, your magnesium, your potassium, take a look at what might not be balanced. You know, and we all know food is a source, and some of the sources have been depleted through the processing processes, through the soil that doesn't have the right minerals. So you may need to take some hard look at what supplements in the book The Medical Medium recommends. Like, we sell that book at my store, The Medical Medium.
Oh, do you?
We sell that
I'd like to get it. Yeah, I'd like to get it. It's a thick book, but I would definitely like to get it. And I'm most definitely positive that my body is not getting the proper nutrients.
Okay.
I'm positive of it. I know it. I feel it. So I need to make some changes. And
they're easy to do. When I tell you it's so easy, it's easy. It
I'm going to do that. I need to. I think my body's screaming for, it needs to be healed.
It does. And if you don't stop to do it, it will do it for you. And that's usually in an adverse situation and really not a convenient time.
No, you're right.
So we want to be open for something different, okay?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
All right,
Okay.
Cheryl, thank you so much for calling. Continue to take good care of yourself and look for new opportunities, because they're a-popping.
That's amazing. I'm going to keep my ears and eyes open, and like you said, just be receptive to it.
Great, Cheryl. Thank you so much for calling
Thanks
and following
so much,
the show.
Sarah.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate your time so much. You're a blessing.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Thank you for the honor of your time. Bye-bye.
Bye. 888-565-1470. Now, from South Florida, I got to go to Oklahoma, where the winds come sweeping down the plain. I got Lena on the phone. Hey, Laney, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. So I guess I'm wondering, what year am I in? Because I feel that I've actually put a kibosh on where I've been.
You mean on the journey that you were taking, and you feel like now you set yourself back?
Yeah, I don't feel like my divine authentic self, because my divine authentic self is happy for no reason, and I feel like I know who I am, but yet when I go to do, because I felt like I was doing the changes internally,
right,
and then it just, I had an inside brain snap, and then it just all went kapoosh or kaplowly, and now I keep asking other people, because I don't feel the divine connection, and it's like I started focusing on all the negative, which I've never ever been a negative. I don't remember ever being a negative Nancy.
So now we're in negative Nelly mode, whereas before we were, everything's coming up roses and we're happy and Even though
Yeah,
things
and it's
didn't
like
work
when
out, there was going to be a silver lining somewhere in there, and now we're
yeah,
not finding
and,
that.
yeah, and it's like I always, I always had a vivid imagination. I know that in my human design I'm supposed to be a manifestor generator, but it's like everything's slowed down. And when I go to try to think about nice quality things to write about, it's like
so
my
who
mind goes
inside
blank.
of you doesn't feel worthy to have all the things that you are in your human design a manifestor generator of?
I don't know. Maybe
See, there's a limited belief here. Because if your human design is to be a manifestor generator, then you would never not be generating. So if something didn't work out, you would bounce right back like a rubber ball and begin generating something else. Yes?
Yeah, and that's what I don't feel like
So you don't feel like you're in the flow and you have the momentum. This is true?
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like even trying, like when you were talking to the others to speak from the heart, I felt that at one time I really was doing that and just feeling the love for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And yet now I have a hard time just sending the love to myself.
Right. So, do you love yourself?
I'd like to say I do.
But do you feel like you do?
Maybe that's where I'm not allowing myself to feel.
And you're also your own worst critic. You're very hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, you make mistakes. Welcome to the club.
And I've made mistakes before, but I never...
You beat yourself up the way you are because you're looking at life's clock and saying, at this juncture, I should be further along, and I'm not.
Yeah.
I see this. And you're looking at life and feeling like you should have more to show for your life, but you don't.
Yeah, and like, I felt that I was on my life path at one point, but now it's like, just everything's changed, and I don't feel that that I interact with I feel like that I get afraid of being out in the world when I've never been afraid of the world before, or even others.
Well, the world has become a scary place. So, as a brave person that you are, it's okay to feel afraid. And I'm sure a lot of people listening can relate to you. Because the world is not as we knew it to be. So sometimes when we're bombarded with other people's thoughts and energies and anger and frustration, and plus we're wrestling our own dinosaurs and alligators inside of us, then it kind of weighs us down, and we don't see the joy or the meaning of what it is we're doing in life. And then it makes us doubt. And then we wonder if God is really here. And if God really hears us. But God hears us. It's remembering that no matter where you are in the juncture of life, whether you feel it or not, you're always connected to God. And that it is God that is giving you the opportunity to shed all these beliefs. Other people are not doing unto you. It is just a moment in time that you feel as if life has taken you down the wrong path. But there's so many people who've gone down what appeared to be the wrong path, not where you wanted to be, not feeling so good, and ended up very much in just the perfect place. But the journey was very difficult. Remember Jesus in the garden? It was a rough gig. 40 days, 40 nights. And it was even then that he fell into the human condition for just a moment, feeling as if he couldn't bear the burdens of what he was enduring. The world was cruel and mean. And he just set out to teach love and give people the ability to tap into their own unique self and to know that God would never forsake them. And yet he himself felt forsaken and alone. I think you're in good company. I think you're on the major turning point of your transformation. And that by cutting yourself a break, and just because some plans that we've made aren't coming together quick enough, fast enough, or securely enough, doesn't mean they're not going to happen. You already put it in motion. If you want to put the kibosh on it, keep believing it's not going to happen. I want you to know that the work that you did 6 months ago is building momentum and coming to your door instantaneously. But we cannot have our head held down in dismay, despair, and disappointment in self because we won't see the door open for us to walk through. You have this great power inside of you. And you lost joy and harmony because you didn't see evidence of it being worth having those emotions. But the world is not going to give you evidence. It's all inside of you. And the physical attainment of what you think you need or how you think you should live your life and who you have to please, be it a mother, a sister, employers, they don't define you, my dear. What defines you is your capacity to be a good person, your integrity, your love, and your connection to God, and being ever vigilant in always honoring God first. That's what defines you. That's what defines all of us. We've lost ourselves in a hot mess, but that's what defines us. So it's for you to remember and for you to understand that in Leo season, even people who aren't a Leo, and you're not one, are courageous and strong beyond measure. So when the new moon comes for you, go stand out in the yard, hopefully not near the neighbors, and roar at the moon, the new little sliver that's going to be forming. And I want you to claim your power back. And things will turn around, you'll see. Work, money, home, it's all going to come together. It's just a little shake-up. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye for now. 888-565-1470. I don't even know how many commercials we've taken. We took one. So we've got to go to commercial again. So we're going to go to commercial. And then when we come back, this night is flying, everyone. They're quickening time here, so stay with us. We're going to be right back.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
And we are back here live on WWNN. Tonight has flown by. I guess we've got the quickening energy going. We are August 4th. Yeah, before you know it, we're just closing out the year pretty fast here. And for some of us, we might as well step it up and move it along here because Lord knows it's been an interesting 2021. We're going to take another phone call before we get to the close of our show. And let's see. We've got to go to Georgia. I got Lydia on the line. Lydia, how are you?
Hello.
Hey, Lydia, how are you doing?
Okay, I guess. Yes, I'm okay. I'm great.
Yes. What is your question?
I want to know how my health is. I'm not feeling very good on my health, and I want to know why am I feeling this way?
Well, I'm not a doctor, can't diagnose. I know that there's a lot of stress around you, yes? And you've got a lot of burdens around you as well. And there's some blood work that you have to do as well. Is that also true?
Yeah.
And you put that off. Is that also true? Not a doctor, not diagnosing, but when I look at the levels are off. I'm looking at the levels of the sugar. I'm looking at the levels of the pressure. I'm also looking at the legs. Your legs don't feel strong. They feel kind of achy. You feel achy to me, yes? You feel like, I don't know, your muscles hurt, yes?
Yes, ma'am, yes.
Okay. Oh, my goodness. They're making me feel like the old gray mare just ain't what she used to be. You're feeling like you aged a lot this past year, yes?
Yes, ma'am, yes.
Okay. Get this checked out. Go to the doctor. Don't make excuses, because I feel like with an adjustment of some sort, whatever they recommend, whatever you need to do, whatever change you need to make dietarily, we can catch this and we can make it better for you. But if you let it go, it's going to build momentum and the body's going to deteriorate, and you're too young for that. You know, I realize that you have had a lot of disruptions in the past 18 months. And that the people that you really did your best to help weren't willing to help themselves. And that was great difficulty for you, yes?
Yes.
So there's a lot of loss associated with people disappointing you as well.
Yes, yes.
So
yes, on that.
You want to clear yourself of any and all guilt. You did what you could, and you want to move yourself in the direction of what you want to create for you. And you have to be priority number one right now. And I feel as if there's a lot that is going on as far as your home. You've got things to take care of. There's only one of you, so there's a lot on your plate. Get help.
Yes.
Don't be prideful. Ask for assistance. People will come and assist you.
Okay.
Lydia, all will be well. Just follow up on the doctor, okay, my dear? They're getting ready to close the show, so I have to bid you farewell for now, okay?
Thank you. God
You're
bless
welcome.
you.
God bless you. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
The night went so quickly, but one must always find time to have that still oneness with the divine. And as we approach this new moon, please set your intentions. Set your intentions for yourself, what you desire to create. Be strong enough and willing to let go of things that don't serve you. Set your intentions on what you want your life to be like. And while you're sending your own personal intentions out to the universe, say a little prayer for the planet. Say a little prayer for mankind. We seem a little messed up right now. And the power of thought, the power of love, can move mountains. And we're in a time where we really need everyone to come together and have a unified front in the connection, knowing that we are all created and we are all divine. Remember, you're not in this battle alone. Your financial battles, your struggles in your personal life, even your health crisis, clearly evident by the pandemic that we're in. We are all battling something. But there's a plan above all plans, not just man's plan. There's a divine plan that is here for you all to notice that it's time to trust. Throw away the distractions. Take the time to be grateful. Take the time to align with the divine and send good wishes out to all mankind. And believe that you, your own unique self, your authentic being, is meant to be here exactly the way you are. You don't need to make changes to please people. Just be you. And trust that love will always prevail, stronger than anything. Believe. And in that journey, the universe will open up many blessings for all of you. Well, happy August, everyone. Enjoy the 8/8 Lionsgate, the new moon on Sunday. And we'll talk to you again on Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. here on WWNN and from 6 to 7 on WHFS. We appreciate you, South Florida. We welcome you, Tampa. Follow us on Facebook and YouTube. And if you would like an appointment with me, Sarah Spiritual, go to sarahspiritual.com. God bless you. Bye for now. We'll see you next Wednesday. Good night, and I am Sarah Spiritual.
That opens doors for everyone. Oh, there's a light.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answers your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly